Tell me a little bit about the books that you did for the David S. Wyman Institute.
Okay, well, there are 4 books in all, 3 of which are in print. They're available from David S. Wyman if you look that up on the internet. I've been approached. I think I forget what year it was, but it was still while I was living in a different place than I'm living now. But I was approached by Raphael Madoff, who's known for his work with the Institute and doing work on comics. He did that book a couple of years ago called They Spoke Out, which reprinted a bunch of comics about the Holocaust, but they were superhero comics from DC and Marvel that featured stories about the Holocaust. So there are Batman stories and Sergeant Rock stories and such. And they reprinted that. And that came out, I believe that came out from IDW a couple of years ago. Well, he approached me about doing a book called the book that Hitler didn't want you to read. And this referred to the American publication of Mein Kampf, where Hitler had whitewashed all the, or had his propaganda department whitewashed all the nasty bits out of Mein Kampf so that it would be published in the U.S. And this is between the wars, so the U.S. wasn't involved with, was still an ally of Germany at the time, but Germany was already committing these atrocities. They hadn't annexed Poland yet, but they were about to. But this is after the Kristallnacht. And so this story was a story of one man who'd seen the book in Germany and noticed that it was thicker in Germany than the American publication. And he went and had it translated in the US and translated all the parts and then published them here. And Hitler sued him for copyright infringement because he was publishing the translated book, the uncensored version. And the censored version was already a bestseller, but the uncensored version started getting all the publicity. So Hitler sued him for breach of copyright in American court and won. So it was a very strange story, but it was a very, very interesting one. So, like I said, I was approached to illustrate this book. And I'm not sure, I've never found out from the publisher, from the writer, what they'd seen in mine that had prompted them to get in touch with me, of all people, because they could have gotten in touch with any number of artists that would have gladly done this book. So I never found out why I was chosen. But I was grateful to have been chosen because, like I said, they were very cooperative. They paid well. They were very respectful. They provided very detailed script and photo reference when I needed it. So I was happy to do it. That book was enough of a success that they immediately got in touch with me to do Karski's mission to stop the Holocaust, which is about this freedom fighter, Catholic freedom fighter, who went up against the Nazis. And that was, again, I worked very closely with their organization and also the Karski Foundation co-sponsored the publication of that book, and we won a graphic novel award for that book, even though it's not really a graphic novel per se. It's only 22 pages.
So how many books in total did you do with the David S. Wyman Institute?
I did 4 altogether. Like I say, the third one is called Blowing the Whistle on the Holocaust. Now it's about the senators who convinced FDR to that the Holocaust is real and they should do something about it. And then the fourth one, which is right now awaiting publication. Sorry to get there a little closer. Waiting publication. It's called the Voyage of the Doomed, and that's the story of the St. Louis, the SS St. Louis, which was a ship of refugees that were stranded out at sea for quite a while because they couldn't port anywhere. No one was let them port, and they had to live out their lives on the ocean with very little support and dwindling supplies and such. So, like I say, there were 4 in all. 3 of them are still available. And like I say, all 4 will be collected into a book from IDW, not scheduled yet, but about to be, called Whistleblowers. And I hope that'll be out within the year.